for nuclear engineering of the University of Fukui, and he will share his insights about the science of the radiation safety, about the nuclear safety science, and also his point of view on the future research in Chernobyl as a foreigner and as a person who was very much involved and responsible for all of the research that was ongoing in Fukushima after the accident in Japan. So, Sensei, please, could you connect us?
Okay, thank you very much, Olena. So I'm very happy to have such an opportunity to talk something and then sharing time with you. Thank you very much, Olena. Can I share my slide?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you and we can see your presentation.
Good. Okay. So let's start my talk. And then I'm talking about something for Fukushima for 10 years. Mostly my talk is related to the reconstruction strategy relating to some scientific approaches. Okay. So I'm from the University of Fukui, taking care of the currently the emergency preparedness things or some radiation science. Basically, my major is nuclear physics. Okay, so here is a kind of the new photo or movie of the Fukushima explosions, using the higher technology to make it clear. Unit 1 and 3 explosions. As you can see here, the clear differences there now we found. Anyway, quite a huge amount of radioactive materials released to the atmosphere and distributed, as you can see here. The Fukushima is locating around here, and then immediately we measured by the helicopter or some airplane, and also the taking care from the ground level, I mean the soil dose. The both Japanese has both approaches, the radiation measurements from the air and then radiation measurements by soils. This is the difference of the Chernobyl approaches. Okay, and then at the time, so the 130,000 evacuees that we call this is a disaster victim, and also the plus the 26,000 dead and missing by tsunami. And then here is a comparison of the contaminated area, Chernobyl and Fukushima. Maybe some of you already discussed about it, so that I'm just talking briefly. So here the map, the both map is drawing same scale, and then finally, as you can see here around here, so only 6% the area compared to the Chernobyl that has been contaminated in our island around Fukushima. Okay, and then I'm sorry. This is a kind of the sorry. This is disaster training. So sometimes we have such an opportunity. So
oh my God! Please stay safe.
Sorry. I cannot stop it. Within 1 minute, one minute, this will be finished. Okay. I will continue this. So, and then immediately after the accident, Japanese government.
Okay, maybe we can wait until it will finish. I will just explain a little bit.
Sorry.
Вот прямо зараз ми беремо.
Right now, we can see how the emergency training is done for emergency situations. Yesterday there was an earthquake not far from the Japanese shores. The amplitude was 6.5, a big magnitude that we could not feel in the island. Now we have to wait till the training is over.
Отже, я трошки
So
розповім.
let me discuss Professor Suda's research. We on cooperation, active cooperation, we still continue it. He's not a radio ecologist, but rather he is involved in such a topic as preparation for a big-scale disaster. His background is medical physics, and after the Fukushima accident, the Japanese government approached all the people with dealing with radioactive manifestations to liquidate the after effects of that disaster. And Professor Yasuda was one of the people the person responsible for evacuation medical assistance to the people who suffered from the Fukushima disaster.
Didn't expect such a situation. This is kind of the disaster training was.
It's a perfect demonstration of the disaster preparedness. So thank you very much.
And I also cannot stop this. Okay. Anyway, immediately after the disaster, the Japanese government made a decision to produce such a kind of radiation monitors, and everywhere in the Fukushima. And finally, it becomes the 3,700 radiation monitors has been newly set up at Fukushima and still running. In these 10 years, so as you can see here on the map, the radiation levels is how will you say, rapidly decreased, and then most of the area has been returned to the normal levels right now. Only some limited area nearby the nuclear reactor is assigned as exclusion zone by red color. You can see. This is it means highly contaminated, and then the area has been the shrink and shrink the year by year because of the contamination process and also the weathering effect. And now it becomes almost 30% left from the beginning. And now we are preparing reconstruction base in the exclusion zone, inside the exclusion zone, to make it better. So the people living there and also doing some decontamination process, or sometimes the residents visit to there and then they're doing some activity. So this is the current situation at Fukushima. And then, as you can see, it is also happened in the Ukraine, your country, in Chernobyl. So we prepared hope tourism at Fukushima. It means how we are able to produce, to bring in the value to affected area. So the officially launched at the 2019, the learning with Fukushima like this, and also learning from Fukushima. And also we prepared some tour in exclusion zone like this. And also, this is also inside exclusion zone, the blossom of and this is a cherry blossom. And then some storing the contaminated soil is 2 million cubic meter. Huge amount of the contaminated soil still remaining on the ground. And then the education tour is also, carrying out and by discussion after the tour. The child discuss how they feel inside the exclusion zone or outside. And then also this program is also for the new employee training of the company. This is a workshop after the tour. And also we are preparing the new employee training for the companies. This is a lecture for the risk management in the not only for the disaster situation, but also the normal situations. And also we are doing some art tourism at Fukushima. So this is a kind of photo session, field change in the town, take pictures and talk about the future like this. Everyone is having camera and then take a photo and then showing them to the audience and they're talking about the future. And the child playing with what they found, and then they made some mysterious creatures. This is a kind of the art also. And then the draw on our Earth, the learn, imagine, and the draw from the topography of Fukushima, like this. And the landscape of Fukushima drawn with the wood block print, a place that give me energy. I mean, so not only the exclusion zone, the whole Fukushima now playing like this, to invite younger inside. And then doing some activities, not only the education, but also the kind of such a artistic, activities. Okay. And then the keyword is, our keyword, ask the victims to make a decision for reconstruction. What is their demand? What was their demand? Hope to clean up. The commissioning and the decontamination process is still running. And they hope to return home and then to build industry. This is because international research and industry city is a kind of dream for the victim. Then we produce the Fukushima Innovation Cost Scheme. Budget is come from the government bond. 6 initiatives has been accepted. As you can see here, decommissioning, some robotics, medical technologies, energy related, and also ICT, agriculture, and then aerospace activities. And then such as 6, functions already prepared, the building up to some building time to time. And finally, we have the new disaster memorial museum last year. It's really closer to the Fukushima nuclear power plant, just only 3 kilometers away to the north. We have the new museum, like this. So Olena-san is now she's already assigned as our guest researcher in this museum to work with. This museum has exhibition like this. How was this area, and then what happened at the time, and then the slowly recovering. This process is turned into the exhibition like this. Research work is also running, and also storyteller is preparing, and then every day he's or she's talking about the situation, the accident, how they evacuate, and now how they feel right now. And then training on the field work. This is museum activities. Then, so 6 main industries is already established, as I told you. Decommissioning, the robot test field, medical technology, renewable energy, and ICT, agriculture, aerospace. And then our museum has a role to collaborate with such kind of industries to work with, together with the National Research Institute, which is now we are preparing. And then the high school and the university join to our activities. This is a kind of our strategy to continue our scheme to do some reconstruction. I mean, if we just rely on the only tourism things, we are not able to continue our activity. we should have some income to do the research work there. This is because we are, having such a strategy and then to operate at Fukushima. Okay, so finally, I'm talking about what we can do together. The research work, maybe someone already discussed about it. So, and business, the radiation versus environment, biological sample bank in extreme environments. So this is a kind of idea. You have some specific samples in your field in extreme environments. It could be the sell to the world. It makes some business. And also disaster prevention and the monitoring technology will be used for the forest fire prediction and then radiation measurements. And also I want to say that we should prepare some education and training program, nuclear power, the radiation, prevention nuclear disaster, and ecology and radio ecology things. So finally, this is my summary. So I made a comparison of Japanese disaster scale on the Chernobyl and differences countermeasures. And Japan has been promoting reconstruction while asking to the victims. Tourism has a limitation. This is because we needed to have some new strategy to make Fukushima an agglomeration of education and new industries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sensei, for your presentation. And I have a couple of questions for you. So if I may, what do you think? We were discussing here, we had a discussion panel. So we were stressing that there is the lessons learned from Chernobyl, they were used actually in Fukushima. So being a Japanese and being the insider of all of the countermeasures, do you think that actually all of the experience that we have here in Chernobyl contributed to the ideas of countermeasures in Fukushima? And if yes, how did they do it?
Oh. So it's a difficult question because the reconstruction phase is slightly different. And also we have some differences from the beginning. And maybe we should have some opportunity to, translate or to send the researcher both sides. And then at first we need to know both situations. And then we are sharing some technology or knowledge. Because, the Japan is also has some, experience for 10 years. It could useful for, Chernobyl too. That we are able to share such kind of our heritages to the future. This is my opinion.
Thank you very much. And if you would be asked to come to Chernobyl, if you would be asked to be a guest researcher, what are the main topics of interest you would like to research here?
Oh, for me, myself. So
yeah, for you and for your research group.
Okay. So the first thing is the radiation. So the radiation map and also the dynamics, radioactive moving inside the, how you say, the ecological, relation in it. So this is my concern, one thing. And the other thing is we both have some, sorry, I should not say like this, but similar field. And then it is very useful for the to learn about radiation. And then this is because we are using this field, our field, for the radiation measurement for countermeasures, the nuclear disasters. We made some training program for the firefighters or some other, functions, medical doctors too. And then doing some, education programs there. then maybe just in such a field, we are able to collaborate each other.
Thank you very much. And my final question will be,
Okay.
Again, here we had a discussion about what should we do with the destroyed reactor. Should we dismantle it, or should we just conserve it and leave it be? So what is the approach of Japanese government and of TEPCO to the damaged reactors in Fukushima? What are they going to do with this?
Okay. So as I told you, so the victim around Fukushima, so they want to clean them up. So this is because TEPCO and some Japanese researchers focus on to remove the reactors. Of course, it is a really, really big challenge of this, but we are continuing our effort to do. So this is our style.
Okay, thank you very much for your perfect answers. And we'd like to thank Professor Nakahiro Yasuda for his contribution, and hope that he would stay with us and maybe join our other discussions. So thank you very much, Sensei.
Thank you.